What's up, guys? Tim in the North back with some more Age of Empires 2. We're back on the ladder here, doing some chaos. Today we are on Gold Rush, I think this is called. I think this might be the first time I've played this map ranked. So I'm not super familiar. I know there's a bunch of gold in the middle, and there's different variations of this map. So it's not like a completely new concept to me. Neither is setting my town center rally points, but I forgot to do that. So yeah, just doing some scouting here. I found the hunt very early, so I was like, all right, let me do that and use the cow to try and scout around the perimeter. So that's where we're at. I guess the one thing that is difference between this and, of the other variations is that maybe the hunt isn't always so close, and I found it sooner, and I didn't need to act as quickly as I did. But my opponent is also pushing the hunt. Also, speaking of my opponent, let me introduce, this is DJ Unsung, 1073, playing as the Malians. Got 3 here. Is he going to be able to push 2 of these? I'm officially playing against Hera. And he got one right in. Wow, that's impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, all of my hunt is pushed in as well, so I am trying to go around and grab the cows now. So yeah, not like I said, not super familiar with this. I found the wood on the right here, and that's where we're gonna park our woodcutters. Dropping a house. Gonna go with the same build I've been doing: 3 on wood, and then like 12 on food, and then moving back to wood, and then doing a man-at-arms rush, just because trying to practice aggression early and manage eco, and you'll see that I fail at that later. So yeah, so our gold is here in the middle, along with a bunch of bears, black bears, guarding the gold, not to be messed with, that's for sure. Left this cow out here. Just about finished scouting around my base, and I think I kind of forget to go scout the rest of the map. Also, this is an awesome setup for berries. I'm not sure if I've ever had this generation of an L. You get to put your mill right 1 tile off of everything, and it stays like super efficient, rather than dropping it right on the edge, which you would normally do for other berry generations. So I was kind of impressed with this. And then I also struggle with getting the actual vills positioned to their optimal... Was there food on this? Oh no, sorry, I was still positioned. Okay, yeah, so this is how you want to set the vills on the berries. Sorry, I was looking at the boar. So still scouting around. My opponent's opted for a tree line over here. Wow, my opponent's tree line is actually pretty bad. I have all this here. Not that this is going to offer much, but at least there's the back parts of my base are protected. Obviously the front of our bases are exposed, but yeah, it's a pretty rough wood line there. Not as lucky with berry generation either, so I'll call that out too. Second boar coming in for my opponent. And we are just about through this boar. There's a lot of vills in this boar, so that's why it's just about done. And then we'll be on the cows. So a lot of idle TC time for my opponent. I have also not done a very good job. I have much higher worker efficiency right now, and it's probably because most of my hunt has been directly under the town center, where my opponent was out here for a little bit. So just a little less optimal. Cows are waiting. Yeah, I parked my scout, so I didn't do a very good job at researching where I was supposed to go. So dropped a barracks pretty early this time around. We have 2 on gold, and I'm gonna start building out my perimeter here. Not that I am sure if that really matters just yet, because we really want to push for the middle. Actually, stopped building there, and now I am pushing towards the middle. Gonna go up here for gold. We'll watch this from my point of view, just to see how I managed to set up what I set up. And yeah, just parking the cows under there, making sure we're working underneath the town center to keep that efficiency high. So a black bear came and attacked my ville. I wanted to make sure the scout was here. I'll be honest, I wasn't, and I did see that scout move. I wasn't aware of how many black bears were up here, but I did park this scout up here because of the black bears. I send my militia forward. I'm going to drop a tower here, and I have men-at-arms in the queue. And I'm just waiting for this to build up a little bit before pushing out, because I'm not sure if more bears are going to want to attack these guys, and I'd rather them be upgraded before we kind of push through here. So I see this is, you know, coming over. 8 seconds left, and I'm going to move them forward. I'm going to move the scout around just to see if my opponent is also up here in a different spot, and see if maybe he's over here. But I did see the scout move from the north, so I am going to walk into this direction. This is where the economy is going to start getting bad. Just going to call that out in advance. I'm going to attack the barracks here. I see my opponent is not yet in feudal age, so I want to see if I can get this down quickly. I did queue up another man-at-arms, so a fourth one is on his way. I am moving my scout around to see what the rest of the base looks like. Turn this off, and my opponent reacts appropriately, drops an archery range. I was hoping to destroy this before another building went up. And that's why I was trying to run around with the scout, and then I found gold, and I was like, my opponent is probably making archers at this point. So a fourth one coming over to gold. I'm just trying to delay him and slow him down as much as possible here, pulling him off the golds. And the barracks is going to go down soon. So I'm in my opponent's base, and I'm pressuring them. And I'm also not doing a great job watching over here. So yeah, I have 9. I mean, it looks balanced right now. 12 on food, 9 on wood, building houses, but that's just because we're on autopilot right now. We do get the barracks down. So my understanding is that should prevent any other new military buildings going up. A barracks has to go down before another one goes up. So we'll see if that, excuse me, is actually the case. I pull my opponent off berries. Not that there's much left there. And I'm attacking over here with the scout and trying to move the man-at-arms around. My goal here is to try and bring the man-at-arms over to where the wood line is and see if I can pick off an archer with the scout. But this will slow the archers down. It's a sacrifice of the scout, but sometimes it's what we have to do. I have some farms. We're still doing okay. I am floating a little bit of wood, so all right. So we have an engagement here. We have 7 vills over here and 4 man-at-arms, and the archers just joined the fold. 1 vill dead. I'm not even sure how many vills I got here because I looked away occasionally. Okay, so that was actually not a very good exchange for me then, because technically 4 gold units for 1 vill is not very good. Yeah, I lost all those man-at-arms. I am going to get 1 more vill here, but these were new man-at-arms coming. I put him on the weak vill. And we got another kill there. So 3 eco kills. There's 4 deaths though for my opponent, so I think one may have lost one to a boar or something. So yeah, this gets messy. These guys were sitting idle under the town center after finishing the last cow. I double clicked to get buildings up, but really I should have put some farms down for some of these guys, but everybody's trying to build a market right now. Really excited about doing some shopping. I have an archery range here. This was a reaction to this range going up, and I left these guys on gold. I put 3 on gold. I have these 2 here, so in reality I'm mining too much gold right now because I don't want to do a whole lot more investment in feudal age. I would like to get up to castle and secure this spot. And I am making some skirms though. So this will get a little messy here. These guys were moved to wood. I have some chopping on wood here. I have 2 on stone. Because the reason for the 2 on stone is because I invested in the tower. So I know archers are over here. I'm not sure where they are. I'm right on the border of seeing them. I would like to get 1 more skirm in the mix here before pressuring my opponent. Let's look at our economies real quick. 3 minutes vital TC time for my opponent. That's pretty rough. And we're both floating around 70% efficiency. So my opponent is trying to charge the skirms with a Vil right now while also using the archers. I know that the excuse me, the archers will go down much faster, so I will target them over the Vil. The Vil's not as important, but the Vil is the prize. Oh, so I knew about this one, obviously. I didn't know he was gonna... I didn't know about those 2 being put down. Wow. More archers on the way. So I have a 10 Vil lead right now. That's largely, from the town center actually running. And we are trying to get this this Vil raid here. This is probably taking up way too much of my attention when I'm playing, because I was trying to cut his path off to make sure that I was close enough to get that. And another Vil will come to try and build his house. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? He might be close to Hal's, so maybe that's why he's trying to build these houses and send so many Vils. So I kept trying to tap her to get her to stop, and I seen this Vil. I was like, I have to do the army. So a lot of micro and time being taken from my end. There's so many Vils here. I have way too many idle Vils. So, good damage here on my opponent's against my opponent's military, but my opponent is also almost up to castle age, and this is where things shift a bit. So, I was not ready for castle age. I thought I had enough pressure there to where I'd probably slow my opponent down a bit. It appears a barracks was made, and then a stable was also set to produce some scouts, which is going to catch me off guard. Opponent has 7 on gold. It's from back in the base here. And I am trying to get back to this tower because skirms will do next to nothing against scouts. I put another range down. And now Vils are starting to come forward. And things get hairy here. This must be the original scout because it's not aggressive. Unless my opponent clicks on something. So I'm trying to get these Vils back to this tower just for some extra arrow fire, because I'm losing these skirms, and I kind of want the skirms there to help me out a bit. And now a knight's moving forward. So the knight can easily pressure the tower and my skirms. And I'm trying to queue up spearmen. Yeah, this is rough. So my opponent comes forward and drops a town center. Town center is a smart move. Obviously, you can protect the Vils. The town center will also, take care of any buildings that I have over here. But this is all very messy right now. I do see the town center from my perspective. And I can't hit the knights and scout underneath the the tower here. And I'm trying to target the Vils, and the bears are here. Oh, he's gonna lose this Vil. He's gonna lose this Vil. That bear's chasing him down. This is not what I should be focused on. The knight's trying. Oh, the knight may have saved him. Oh, he stopped moving. All right, so we're down to another Vil. I am trying to block this up as as much as possible. I've dropped my own town center here, so I'm trying to repair the tower just for some extra fire. And my opponent could have taken this town center out right now. I'm trying to now barricade my Vils so I can get my town center up. I'm just out of range of my opponent's town center, so no arrows will come this way. But yeah, this was this was messy. How are we doing back at home? We're balanced out a little bit. I dropped the town center here, both on stone and gold, just in case I lose this. I'm now concerned about this position. This village just chilling in here. My opponent's opted for this cart. I'm trying to pull the cart back with the spearmen here. One of these is weaker. And this town center is going to go up. I'm trying to get crossbowmen. Another spearman coming forward. Hoping to take care of the... Yeah, we got the weak knight. So my opponent is going to get this cart. And I will probably lose that spearman. But another one's... Okay. I want to drop a castle. I want to drop a castle and take out this town center. This is a race for the hill, right? I mean, that's the goal of this map. I don't have many vills here. I am producing vills, and as they come out, I'm trying to set them to put the castle down. But my opponent just bought all that stone. Wow. I mean, he's got to do it, right? So another vill comes out. I'm trying to set the vill down. But now I'm remembering I have a town center here, and he's within range. So I set one of the vills in there to try and shoot the vills that are building this castle, and just to slow my opponent down so I can get my castle up first. Another bear comes in. These bears have been brutal, dude. A castle does go up. There was also a misclick here on my part. I garrisoned the vills before the castle went up, and they all ended up going to the town center, so a slight delay on my part. So now we have an absolute castle battle here. The town center is in range of this castle, but the castle's fire is on my castle. But I can also shoot this castle with my town center. So there's a lot happening here. I'm not aware of this siege workshop, but I also reacted in the same fashion here and dropped my own siege workshop right on the borders, because you can't build on the hills. I've decided that I'm going to queue up some petards. I also did not... My opponent did queue up petards too, so I was like, you know what? I could be sneaky and try to drop them all at the same time. But I was like, doing that would probably not let my opponent know to do the same tactic, right? Like, hold on to the petards. But then I got greedy and was like, I need this castle to go down quick. So I'm letting my petards out as they come. We both have rams coming forward. We both hit here in the middle. This is quite an epic battle, for sure. My ram is going to go down. And I am losing this castle fight. This town center has vills in it. I'm trying to shoot this ram. I'm also trying to get petards out. I still have some on gold from where my base is. My opponent has much more gold from this hill and back here. You can see I have idle vills again, so I'm not paying attention. I wanted to produce some normal units. I figured my opponent didn't have murder walls or murder holes for, you know, right around the perimeter of the castle. I dropped some of the vills out of the town center to try to repair the castle just a little bit, but it's a race to try and manage what I can. This petard came out here because I was trying to set the rally point back here for the vills to, you know, pop in and out and repair the castle. So that petard went to a waste. Just trying to get some kind of repair on this castle. I'm willing to throw some vills for it. Just because it's this hill is super important. Whoever wins this essentially wins the match, right? My opponent's castle is very close. I think it's a Gabetto comes out, and I get a petard out just in time to take out my opponent's castle. So my castle is now firing on the town center. I'm going to send these units forward to try and attack anything they can find, in terms of vills at least, and we're going to repair this castle. This house never got built, neither did this one, but it did the wall I needed, or served as the wall I needed. I am now going back and looking at my eco. There are so many people on wood. I have 1,000 wood. My opponent has 700. I really could have more farms down. I'm trying to build more houses because now I'm pop capped. So, castle's nearly repaired. I know that there's a siege workshop over here somewhere because I saw that ram. So I'm like, we're somewhat repaired, and we'll probably be ready if another ram shows up, or a group of rams. So I'm trying to go back to this wood line with this unit. It's nearly dead. And I'm like, if I can harass and just get some attention to pull my opponent's attention away, you know, I could be set up for a good position here. Another Vil kill. Picked off another one, so getting some damage in here. And this town center is very, very close to going down. My crossbows have finally come out. Lost my unit. Mining camp going down for my opponent. Trying to get more stone. But I've clicked up to Imp at this point. And with that town center going down, my opponent calls it the G. So, fun match. It was pretty tense here in the middle. I think this is what ultimately determined the match here, right? Because I had 3 Vils up here to try and lock this down with the tower and some archery ranges. Almost lost that position. I probably would have lost this all if those 2 knights would have attacked the Vils on the town center, because I was looking away, but my opponent must have clicked the Vil that was repairing the tower. So that definitely would have likely changed the outcome of this. Again, really rough eco management on my part. My opponent did move over here with the town center, so also probably a decent positioning. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. So for now, feel free to like, comment, consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Catch you on the next siege. Peace.